In yesterday's video, I shared with y'all that there are a lot of issues with the United States. And the main issue that I noticed was, well, there's no family anymore. And I want to expand on that topic today because this is something that is worrisome and troublesome at the same time. You always hear, I am preparing for those who don't live with me. Or I prepare for an individual, but that individual I can't stand it. It could be a parent, it can be a brother, it can be a sister, it can be whomever. Essentially, you are preparing with a broken family, and the hard truth is that, well, let's just go through the realities of it. The reality is that more than none, you encounter more broken families nowadays than what you used to maybe 30 years ago. That is a fact. You now encounter more people who are divorced, more people who are single parents, fathers and mothers that they have kids not under their custody, under perhaps a shared custody, or the significant other or the ex-significant other has full custody. So you are now preparing in an environment that is completely broken, and quite frankly, it's really hard to do so. It's really hard to do so because if that other person is not on board of what you're doing, you are essentially alone. And let's take the whole kid for example. If we had to deal with a catastrophe, what are your plans? Are you planning to go to that person's house, grab your child, and take your child so you can protect your child? Well, that's kidnapping. You see what I'm saying? That's kidnapping if that other person says, no, you cannot do it. Or if the other person have full custody. That can be a world of hurting afterwards. I can tell you that right now. And again, it's really, really hard to prepare when there are broken families. And broken families just don't mean kids with the other parents. No, it can be also when you and your family has people with narcissistic tendencies. Let's say for example, you have a father who is narcissistic and only cares about himself. It don't matter what you do as a child. You will never be good enough, and everything will be about that person. And I'm giving you an example as a father. It can be a mother, it can be a grandmother, it can be an auntie, it can be whomever. But those people with those narcissistic personalities everything is about them. You really don't matter, but you want to prepare for them because you care about them. Do you think that is feasible? Let's be honest. Do you think that is feasible? Do you think you will have the mental capability to cut ties with that person? Because most of the time, narcissistic people attract those others, and they get accustomed to that mindset of, well, that's the way my father is, and I still gotta love it because it's my father. So I just gotta do what I gotta do and just, deal with it. Is that okay? I don't know. These are things that you really have to start considering, because it is a reality that a lot of people are not willing to see and not willing to face, because it's harsh. That is a loved one. That is somebody that you share a DNA. That is somebody that you share memories with. But although that person may love you deep down, all the way down the barrel, but shoot, that space we think between, it's a lot of harm. It's a lot of harm, and most of the time, it damages you as an individual. Perhaps I'm wrong. Let me know down in the comment section below. Perhaps I'm wrong. The other thing is, well, I'm just gonna prepare alone, and if family is not an option, and whoever wants to come, we will have supplies we have supplies, and then afterwards we all go meet our maker together. I don't know how I feel about that, to tell you the truth. I mean, I understand what you're saying. I truly do understand what you're saying. That you will prepare for, let's say, your children's, and we're going back to that example, and your children will come to you Your children may or may not have skills, because if your children were raised by somebody else, they may not share your mindset. They may not share, your beliefs. And most likely they will not have any skills that you have, because let's face it, skills a lot of times are passed from parents to kids, or from grandparents to kids. You see what I'm saying? Skills are passed generational. They are passed from generation to generation. That's how you get really good skills, generational. But if there's none, and they are just everywhere because families are not there anymore, what skills? YouTube skills? I'm sorry, but that's not enough. The other thing, and I want to end it with this one. There is such a thing as blame. And when you are a child who grows up in a family whose parent is absent for whatever reason, you will blame the parents. And I'm not going to go into details of how I know that you will place blame, but you can trust me on it. You will place blame on the fact of, well, why I didn't learn these things when I was younger. Why I didn't have a father figure in my life. Why was my mom just not there? There will be a blame. And of course, some people will not care. Some people will care. And again, is that friction. Friction, how you prepare, and how can you overcome that? Now, some folks have said, well, you have to turn into God. That is a really good way to do it. However, not everyone can forget and forgive. Not everyone can do that. I can tell you 100%, I am not one of those people. I don't forget and I don't forgive. Call it however you want. It's just the way that I was made. So bear those things in mind. With a broken family, you're going to have to deal with a lot of things that, let's just say that it will be very unpleasant. So you got to make yourself a plan. What do you plan to do? What you want to prepare, even though that in case of your children's, they don't care to prepare, and you will prepare because you feel that that's your duty. Will you keep those narcissistic people around you, or will you kick them out, and be like, I don't need you in my life anymore? I don't know. Let me know down in the comment section below. This is a topic that I touch on, I will say a few months ago, if not a year or so ago. But it's a topic that many folks suffer with and nobody talks about it. That being said, I hope you have a great one. Like always, rock on, prep on, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.